There's three types that we're really going to focus on. There's three that are really the kind of charts that most people use, and then there's a whole bunch that are kind of, I'll call them secondary, and then there's an even greater number that I've never actually seen anybody use, so I don't really know why we list them all over the place, but they exist. So let's talk about what a line chart is. It connects points. All a line chart does is it connects consecutive points. Most times that's a close. And all I mean by close is the last price of a market for a time period. It can be the last price for a day, if it's a daily chart. It can be the last price for an hour, if it's an hourly chart, a month, if it's a monthly chart. You define it. Tick charts are just a form of a line chart. All a tick chart does is it connects points of ticks, and a tick is simply a price at which a market traded. So a tick chart connects every single price that the market traded at. Next chart we're going to talk about is a bar chart. And a bar chart, each bar of a bar chart, so each one of these long things, represents one time period. If you're talking about a daily chart, each one of those bars would be one day. If you were talking about a monthly chart, each one of those bars will be 1 month, right? The other thing that bar tells you, so now it's going to tell you the high and the low for that time frame. It's also going to tell you the open and the close. The hash marks on the side tell you the open and the close. So sometimes it's called an open, high, low, close chart. Sometimes people don't use the open, they just have the high, low, close. So all three of those are valid. Things that you use a line chart for. So what we will do is you can put all kinds of technical analysis tools on top of a line chart, on top of a bar chart, I'm sorry. You'll use oscillators, which are just an oscillator. You can think about it kind of like what you would see a sine wave would be an oscillator. So it's just this squiggly thing that reflects math. It tells kind of how the market's moving. You can put all different kinds of studies you can use these to create all kinds of studies. You can also use patterns, right? So a lot of what people do on bar charts is they look at head and shoulder patterns, for example. All the charts you're going to see from this point forward are going to be candlestick charts. It's what I use the most. Candlestick chart and a bar chart show the exact same information. They show it slightly differently. The only difference between a candlestick and a bar really is how you represent the open and the close. That's really the only difference. You can use the exact same studies on it. You can use the same patterns on it. In addition to the patterns that exist for bar charts, there are also a whole set of patterns around candlestick chart. And there are a whole bunch of patterns that there are people who just focus on candlesticks and candlestick patterns. That's their expertise. So this is just trying to show you the difference between a candlestick and a bar chart, right? Exact same bar. High's the high, the low's the low. So range is the range. The way that you show a open on a bar chart is left hash. So this is the beginning of the day. This is the end of the day, the close. The way you show it on a candlestick chart is it's just a line across, and the way you know whether it's the open or the close is the color of the body. So some people use different colors. In our case, we're going to use either green for up or black for up and red for down. So red says that the close was below the open. So you know by that definition, that has to be the open and that has to be the close. Just comparing an up bar and a down bar. Exact same concept, right? So same open, same close on an up bar, left hash, right hash. Here, because it's a green bar, you know that the open is below the close. For me, the reason I use candlesticks as opposed to bars, I don't use candlestick patterns, so I could use a bar chart for what I do. It's just a lot easier for me to see quickly whether there's a high propensity for the market to have days where it goes from lower opens to higher closes, or whether it's the other way around, right? Because that color just snaps at it, and you're going to see it as we go through other charts.